Priya Velan, ma'am, you kindly make it co-host.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Have to give co-host to Priyadashni ma'am too, ma'am. Priya ma'am, Priyadashni ma'am.
Is my audio clear?
Yes, ma'am. Your audio is clear, ma'am.
Ma'am, our resource person is waiting. Please co-host. Suresh Kumar Murugan.
Yes, yes. Given, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Suresh, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Priyadashni ma'am.
Yes.
For MC, you alone, or I have to give for Nandini also, ma'am? Nandini ma'am also?
No, ma'am, only.
Yeah, okay, okay. Thank you.
Ma'am, please give co-host to Muthamil Selvan.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Muthamil Selvan, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, Suresh, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Manisukati, after sharing, it goes to Muthamil Selvan, sir. After that, we have to add Tangam, ma'am. Tangam, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sir, shall I start, sir?
Start.
A warm greetings, one and all connected here. Welcome to the day 7th section of the Faculty Development Program towards virtual organized by Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Karapakkam, Chennai, in collaboration with Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute, deemed to be University Faculty of Education, Chennai. Which crisis present unique challenges and responses. Human progress has always been the product of such challenges and responses. On the same, it will be fair to say the most tangible form of the process present itself in the teaching learning situation. We believe that this faculty program, which is spent over the last 6 days, has helped the teaching community to understand and influence the evolving classroom. Our organizing committee has been effectively working and invests wholehearted concern for the success of this program. May I request respected Dr. M. Muthamil Selvan, Assistant Professor, Department of Pedagogical Science, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Chennai, to deliver welcome address. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, madam. I'm audible, madam. The voice is audible.
No,
yes,
sir.
Yes, sir. You are audible. Yes, sir. You are audible. Yes, sir.
First of all, I would like to render my sincere welcome to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Chennai, Honorable Chancellor, Dr. MGR Education Research Institute, Chennai, and Honorable President of Dr. MGR Education Research Institute, Chennai, to the 7th day program. I very sincerely welcome most respected Vice Chancellor, Dr. MGR Education Research Institute, Chennai, most respected both registrars, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University and Dr. MGR Education Institute, and most respected controller of examination, Dean of Faculty, Dr. M. Govindan sir, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, for this wonderful international online FDP program. Next in order, with the utmost sincerity, I welcome respected Professor P. Ganeshan, Head Department of Pedagogical Sciences, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Chennai. Respected Professor S. Mani, Head Department of Education Planning and Administration, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Chennai. And respected Dr. K. Geeta, Principal, Faculty of Education, Dr. MGR, Educational Research Institute, convener of International Online FDP Program, for the great presence. Next in turn, I wholeheartedly welcome Dr. M. Sresh Kumar, Head Department of Psychology, American College, Madurai, who is very talented, highly resourceful, great psychologist to this FDP program, going to share his expertise. Next, I warmly welcome Dr. P.C. Narasubramani, Associate Professor, Organizing Secretary of this program, who is a main personality to bring the program.
Muthamar sir, your voice is breaking, Muthamar sir. Sir, Muthamar sir.
Sir, sir, your voice is not audible, sir. Sir, Muthamar Selvan, sir, your voice is not audible, sir.
I think connectivity problem. Please give goes to Josh Stephen, ma'am. Ma'am, please give goes to Josh Stephen.
Yes. Given, sir.
Stephen, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very good morning to everybody. So I think
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So very good morning to everybody. I think Dr. Muthamar has got some problem with connectivity. So I very wholeheartedly welcome the resource person of today's. Sir has come from Madurai American College. And as Muthamar suggested, said, Sir is a very great psychologist, Dr. Suresh Kumar sir, and he is a man of letters. And he has been rendering many technical assistance to many people. And he's He's a great personality in the field of technology. And he is a great psychologist and a very, very well learned professor. Sir, thank you, sir, for coming and gracing the occasion. And you are welcome. And I very sincerely welcome the organizing secretary of this is 7 days International Faculty Development Program of Tamil Nadu Teachers Education. That is our Dr. Nagasubramani sir, Associate Professor, and he is really, really hardworking. He has put very strenuous efforts to bring out this program. Just think of it. running a program for 7 days with international personalities is not an easy task. It's a Herculean task, and he has done wonderfully with the Akka manipulation. So we wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. With the same amount of magnitude, I welcome the other organizing secretary from Dr. MGR University for this program. She also put and she has contributed a lot towards this program. Welcome, madam. And I welcome all. Suppose if we have missed something, please pardon us. We welcome everybody, all assistant, associate professors of Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University and associate assistant professors of that university, MDR University, for this 7th day program. And I wholeheartedly welcome our own assistant professors, Mr. S. Balamurigan, Jnana Soundari, Rajeshwari Madam, Sharmila Madam, then even I welcome Muthamichelvan and everybody. So it's a great occasion, and we are going ahead with the 7th day program. Welcome one and all. Again, I'm asking if we have missed, please don't mistake us. Everybody is welcome to this gathering and this grand function. Please come. Welcome one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Looking forward, respected Ms. A. Tangam, Assistant Professor, Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute, Chennai, to welcome our eminent speaker of this section. Welcome you, ma'am.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. I extend a warm welcome to all who have present. I find immense pleasure in introducing our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. M. Suresh Kumar, who has been working as head of the Department of Psychology in the American College, Madurai, and also being as an assistant professor in MS Chelamuthu Institute of Mental Health and Rehabilitation in Madurai. As an honor, he has been working as adjunct faculty at Texila American University. He is a doctorate holder, did MSc Counseling and Psychotherapy, BGD Guidance and Counseling, and MSc Applied Psychology, MTech BSc. He has been the expert in the following skills like counseling and psychotherapy, psychometry, statistical analysis, training, research, documentation, etc. He has 15 years plus experience in molding the students. He served as an assistant professor, Department of Applied Psychology at the Central University of Tamil Nadu, and also been as a principal in Sri Balaji College of Education. He had actively participated and also a member in the professional associations, TNPA, IPA, TNCP, APA, and so on. He has been prominent in publishing 3 books, submitted around 30 papers in journal and enormous seminars, as well as conference proceedings. He has organized more than 400 events. He has acted as speaker and resource person for more than 200 events. He has cleared all the government's eligibility tests like UGC NET in education and TN SET in education, UGC NET in psychology, and CTET, Central Teacher Eligibility Test. He received several awards for his excellence, such as Academic Excellence Award for Mental Health 2021, Dr. Abdul Kalam Award for Mental Health Promotion 2021, Sigmund Freud Award for Psychology 2021. I would be delighted with your expertise and knowledge in every way possible. We are grateful to Dr. M. Suresh Kumar for accepting our invitation and making his presence here. So without consuming any time, I would like to call upon Dr. M. Suresh Kumar to accompany us on the stage to enlighten us with his words of true wisdom.
Thank you, ma'am. High profile and inspiring role model, sir. We honor you, sir, for the presence. Welcome you, sir.
And thank you. What a wonderful welcome for me. And I feel that it is a privilege and honor for me here to share my learning and experience with you all. Let us begin the session with expressing the gratitude. I express my sincere gratitude that Vice Chancellors of Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University and Dr. MGR University and administrators like registrars, professors, deans of both universities and faculty development coordinators and secretaries of this program, and the principals of different colleges, heads of the different departments, and professors of various streams and participants. Very good morning to all, and accept my gratitude for taking me to listen for another 30 to 40 minutes regarding mob violence and internet security. And it is close to my heart. This is one of the topic is very close to my heart. The reason is I have done a course on M.Ed Tech, Master of Education Technology. And after the course, we were not having the playground to use the skills in different places. I can very strongly say that when I say that education technology, there is a course is there. What you have done, what are the content you have studied? But I can say that there are very few places they accepted that, yes, we can use our skills for that. And today I found that is a platform, right platform for me to share my experiences. And most of the thing I included in my presentation, only the experiences I had. Most of the schemes which I encountered by myself and my family members and my friends. I think you also agree with me that the same thing, how we can, we know that the basic terms and how it is related to the digital era. I'm not talking about the physical component. I'm going to talk about the digital era component only. I think she made an amazing introduction about me. See, this is about violence and security in digital era. So 5W and 1H only I'm going to discuss with you. What are the key concepts in my presentation? The first one, mob. When you search the meaning for the term mob means a large crowd. A lot of people, they will assemble and they will cause trouble to the place. Or make and create a violence in that area that we can say that mob. I hope you all are aware about it. And we will move on to the next term, the violence. What is violence? It is a behavior. We have to accept that it is not a cognitive or feeling. It is a behavior that the person who take up, they will harm and damage something or something, physically or mentally. When they do that, we can say that is a violence. Violence is nothing but we are using the physical force. They can take something, they will break with something. And they injure, they abuse verbally, they damage the goods and destroy the things which is publicly available for many of the people, they are replacing it. So that we can say it is a violence. And the second term, according to World Health Organization, as we are aware about that, when you want to rely on that, very good definition for the term, we have to go for that, the World Health Organization. They define that what is violence. Violence is intentional. We have to understand that intentional use of physical force. For example, if it is on government, they are having that police personnel and army personnel, they use these people. And they have the power to threaten the people. They threaten that, okay, you are not supposed to be here. You are not supposed to fight for your rights. And that kind of things also comes under here. And it is against a person, it is against a community, it's against a religion also. It has a huge impact on their physical injury. Sometimes it may lead to death. I think we may also come to know that there are many places we come to know that psychological harm. If someone is abusing themselves, it is very difficult to come out from that. And small development. And most of the countries which were in developing countries, because of this violence, they are not able to move forward. And deprivation. And these were the common impact we can able to get when we encounter violence. And what is mob violence? Recently, we all know that we are saying that the country which has a superpower in the world, America, and we all witnessed in almost all the news channels they telecasted the mob violence which was held recently. So the people who were well-educated people and the right-wing supporters, they occupied that White House and almost they destroyed these things, the whole place. That we can say is an ideal example for mob violence. And what is security? I think the person who is protecting our property, okay, and that we can say that security in our home or in an organization, we can say that. And security is nothing but it is a freedom. It is a kind of freedom from what? A cause from somebody else, a harm from somebody else, and they will protect us. Okay, that we can say the security. And security camera nowadays we can say we are more on the not personal, and there are many people are giving much importance to that security cameras rather than the people who are available. They can easily cheated by using the illusion and other component. And security is nothing but we have to create a feeling of safety and security in a person and protecting the people from the difficulty, that we can say that security. And internal security is something is done by that mostly that armed forces, uniform forces. They will take care of that. If there is any intrusion or terrorist attack, they will come and protect. But when it comes to that digital era, and there is a wing is called in uniform sector that is called cyber security area, and the number of people who are trained is very, very less, and they also provide internet security. And this is about general concept to understand my topic alone. So what are the points I said here in the mob violence and internet security? It is for understanding the terms in my title given to me. And I'm not going to discuss about the physical violence which is happening with the use of human beings. It's not, my presentation is not about that. My presentation is totally different from others. So what is that? Before going to that, I would like to give on statistics and facts. I would like to ask you a question from the participants over here. How many of you are vaccinated? Can you say yes in the chat box? Is possible? Yes, simply yes, you can put. How many of them are vaccinated? How many of you vaccinated? Is it possible to type it? I can receive only one. Okay, good. Yeah, number of persons are coming. The research scholar, Dr. Varadalakshmi, Monisha has been, Ms. Abhisikta. No. Okay. So that means we can take it that only 3 people are taken vaccination and the remaining they have not taken the vaccination. Can I take it that way? So when you look at the why we were not taken the vaccination. See here. And the many people who are not taken the vaccination, it is because they are rely on that the information what they received in the digital era, the social media. They believe most of them. And when we look at that, there are 0.001% chances are there when the person who is taking the vaccination the blood clot may happen. So there is a very, very rare, very rarely. And they will take, I'm the person to, I may be the one person. Many people believe that they are not taking vaccination. And even the doctors, there are some doctors, I don't want to name the person who have gotten many acclaimed among the professionals, and he also against the vaccination. And these videos are spreading, it's like nothing. I think everyone is watching that video and they are believing that what he's saying is right. Yes, the doctor is saying that I'm having that information. I have to believe that information the doctor given by me. Okay, this is one thing. We'll move on to another statistics here. Then the crime rate, when you look at that, violence is happening in the statistics. Injury and violences and in the year passes on, and these numbers are increasing. It is because when you connect your violences and the booming of social media and booming of internet usage, and we can able to correlate very easily. For example, if there is a violence, the group formation is there in a place. And earlier time, it is very difficult to contact other person to communicate. But now in a single WhatsApp messages, or you can create an WhatsApp social media page, and you can say that, and everyone will be there. And that's why you can see that a gradual increase in the violences and the damage to the public property. And here, the experience of when we compare to the previous year, see what are the components were very high among. Earlier, the robbery and other things were very high. When the digital era comes, and it is totally, the fraud is very, very, very high in numbers. Cheating other members and looting their money by in the name of texting them. These were very common, and if it is an experience in most of the country, the same thing happens. If the person who are in online, there are many harassments are there. I think you may be very genuine person and you will not harm anybody else. Someone will come in your wall, they will say that they use the bad word and they will go away from that. And they are not having the original name at all. And that word will ruminate in our mind, that will spoil our good mood. Harassment is 41% of people we are experiencing. We don't know why that person is doing that to me. And that we can say. And offensive name calling. I think you all know that Vadivelu calling, Ponda Ravi. So likewise, they will come and say that they put it a word and they will go away. And that is very harmful for the people who are more sensitive. It is more sensitive. And even they use that you are having the illicit relations with somebody else. They will put the name and they will tag it. And when you search the name of the person, you cannot find that person who is he. We may not get any detail at all. And we can see the physical threat they will make it. And there are many softwares that are available. They can change, I think, one person who 3 years of love with one person in online, and the person who masked his face. There is an applications are there, and the male changed his face into female, and there were in online interactions, and one time the person fall in love with that person, and the person who looked at money. And once it is comes to know that person, they physically threat the person who has received the money. And harassment is very high, stalking. And you may know that, for example, in our street, someone is following us, we know that who is following us. But in online, we may not know that who is following, who is not following. And when we think that many of the people who are followers are well-wishers, no. Equally, there are 50% of people, they want to see that what this person is doing, how we can able to make this person to come down. So that kind of people, they will stalking is very high among the digital era. And sexual harassment, they will morphing. And there are 2 instances I would like to quote here. One in Salem, a first-year undergraduate student, her photo was morphed with a nude photograph, and when it was spread in social media, she committed suicide. And same thing is happening in that Viluppuram district also. So this very high among that severe problem. Mob violences are very high, and the youngsters, without knowing the consequences, they are doing it. And these things we have seen, major problems are very high, the people who are using online platform. Earlier, we can say that even the well-educated people, they know that how to use that platform and everything. And sometimes by when they were not alert, when they are not conscious, and that time these people are to keep them as a victim, and they are destroying their profile. They can cheat your profile, and then they can create a money. Most of the people, they will know that. When we the online harassment, opinion of male and female, when you look at that, the men are 54%, and the female persons are said that 70% of female women said that this is a major problem for them. Major problem. I think you also agree with me. The offensive content. Offensive content. See, this is where when come to male and female, there is a difference there. Woman is on 50% and 49%. They take it too serious when the male is more in numbers than female. And the people who are rely on this information, they feel that okay, online is safety. Online is not safety. Male feel that female feel that online is not safety at all. And when it comes to know that whether they are aware about that security features, and many people, they are not aware about the security features also. And they don't know how to log their profile and how to control that number of friendship requests they are receiving, how to find out that interest area, how to know that the person is a fake profile. And that information, many people, they are not aware about this situation. And you can see here, it's not about 2021, and this number is very high in a sudden like pandemic, like spike we can find out in cyber crimes. I'm saying about in India, number of cyber crime cases which were reported officially, not on the word, officially reported cases. That means there are many cases which were not reported in official. Many cases which were not reported. Even, for example, even there are many abusive content which I have received. I have the right to register a case against the person. I will leave it. Likewise, there are many people who left out. When you include those cases also, it will be many-folded. This many-folded number of cyber crimes are increasing in a day. Increasing. Every day it is increasing. And when it comes to that, when it during that COVID-19 period, there are many countries out there. And when they ask them, we are dependent on social media. Okay. We depend on online and internet resources for engaging ourselves for our online teaching or work from home activities. And India, you see here, 50% of people agree that yes, they are willing to work from the home, and the percentage of internet usage also is 50%. This number is very good, very good. And see here, the video conferencing usage is very high in India when compared to other countries. other South Asian countries and other developing countries. India, we are using more video conferencing than any other countries. And the mobile internet connections. And mobile internet connection is when the speed is C, the other countries having high speed mobile connection. In India, we are in the last. Look at here in the chart. The people who we are using these resources very high. Okay, for video conferencing, for online learning and everything, it is very, very high in India. When it comes to that, the quality of content and the internet speed is very less. Even many of the underdeveloped countries, like Nigeria, having better quality than India for mobile internet connectivity. And Ghana, see, these were the country, as I said, they are not. Kenya, they are better than us. They are double internet speed than what we are having right now. It is because the population we are using, and when they spread that usage of internet sources and the internet speed comes down. Okay. And when we ask the next question, which platform we are using widely around the world for engaging ourselves for any kind of teaching, learning engagement, or else for work from home IT professionals, and these were the platforms very widely used. Zoom platform is very highly recommended. In the beginning days, I would like to admit that the beginning days, even Government of India issued safety measures while we are using Zoom. They said that there are certain security lapses that we need to address. Beginning days, but now, and that is the only platform having all the security features and user friendly and highly most users we can find in a day. 300 million users are there in a day for Zoom. And next one is Google Meet. Google Meet widely used for and low cost engagement of the institution. They are going for this, and then Teams used by corporate companies, and those are associated with Microsoft. They are going for Teams. And another one is Skype. Small group of people, they want to interact with other person, they are going to Skype. And Cisco WebEx is a very government officials are recommending that because they are having highly security features. When it comes to that internet usage, internet taken for using the Cisco WebEx is very, very high. Because I know that I'm providing, and when professor told me that I'm giving the technical support, I know almost all these platform I use for my technical support. What I found that the usage of Cisco WebEx takes a lot of data when compared to Zoom and Google Meet. That's why Government of India, because they are giving more security features to the people who are using it. And we will come to that. And when it comes to that, whether people are purchasing in online, the number is increases. Yes, 59% there is an increase in using online platform for purchasing something. Online shopping is very high, and in India is the highest when compared to any other countries. Even UK is 38%. Well-developed country. USA is on 36%, but India is on 59%. 59% of people they are using it that time. And as I said, this percentage is very increasing in India. The global internet usage, when it comes to that, these usage are increasing day by day. When I hope in coming years, almost they will give an option to the learners and workers. You can work from home or you can come here. And these kind of options will be given to almost all the people. And this number of percentage of using internet usage in India, 59%, almost all the world. And this number may increase up to 100%. It may take 2 to 3 years, not immediately. And for that, when you ask me that whether we are having that infrastructure for that, I can say not yet. It need to be built by the Government of India. Very soon, I think we may get the facility. As I said, when compared to the users, we are very high in numbers, but the internet facility and features are very, very low, even in the countries which are low economic status. And mobile users versus mobile connections, and these numbers are different. And most of the people who are connected with other persons, they are using only mobile connections only. These are the data. And what are the devices they are using for engaging? These were the statistics. Will come to that. What are the violence they are using by using these devices? One is a smartphone and mobile phone is 70%, and laptop and computer is on 47%, and desktop computer is on 33%. These numbers were earlier, it is very high. It is very high, but now these numbers are coming down, and the people are using laptop and mobile phone as a primary source of learning and for engaging them for their work. And the tablet devices only 23%, and these devices usage in developed countries are very high when compared to India, because when people are not comfortable with touch screen, and if there's a service, if there's a malfunctioning of the devices, and we are not having that adequate trained professional, they ask me to replace everything instead of changing the particular component. And that's why the many people, they are not depending on tablet devices. They rely on that a big screen mobile phone. And 32% of people, they are using streaming devices like smart TVs, and consoles are 80%. Almost in metro cities, only these numbers are high. When it comes to that second tier cities and towns and villages, it is not yet penetrated. But when it comes to that, there are many psychological problems we may encounter in our family also. And smart speaker, the Alexa and the Siri, it is very, very highly used in nowadays, almost all the metro city. And smart watches. See, the number of smart watches usage is, it is last year only 1.1%, and this year 9.1%. Many fold that it is increased, and coming days it will increase many fold. So okay, what they are doing when they are in the online, and when we ask them what is the male and female, what are the things they are doing in online? Most of the things, people are watching movies. The small videos or movies they are watching. There is no big difference between male and female when it comes to that watching. And when they're using social media or YouTube or any other Amazon videos or Netflix, whatever it may be, and they are spending most of the time in the usage, they are giving that average. And social media usage is very increased. And I can say my personal experience, the number of people who come for digital tea addiction is very high rather than any other psychological problem for my counseling center. And these numbers are very increasing. And most of the people who are affected for this, earlier it is only the children's, but now even the adult members also affected. Even the bank manager and the working woman also affected because of this. A lot of time they spend with the digital media. They don't know how to control the social media, the device. Now the media controlling them. And when they asked them how much time you are spending in an average of social media, they said that nearly 11 hours. When we check the weekly report, we found that every day they are spending minimum 11, I think about 24, maximum 50% of time they are spending for social media. Without any purpose, they are there. And messaging like WhatsApp, and WhatsApp they are using 42%, both male and female. There is no much difference at all. And listening music, it is very high among that female. When it comes to male, they are not giving much preference to listening music. And mobile apps, female are using more. And for games and other things, it is very less. And creating, uploading videos are increasing. And these numbers are like small videos, so that there are many upcoming small video content are there. And that podcasts are increasing. These were the internet usage of the people during this lockdown period. Okay. How these digital media help the people during the lockdown and COVID-19 period? Okay. Most of the time, 83% of social media or the devices are helpful, very useful for the government to develop a coping skill among the people during that. I think how they can create a wellness component in the person. And it helps the person to attain the children's education, to meet the children's education. We are not having physical access to the schools, and we have to be there in our home. So during that time, we can engage our children because of this internet access and digital usage. And it helps us to stay in touch with other persons. And when the lockdown is announced that we are not supposed to go out, and when we are not talking to other persons, sometimes venting out is not there, and that will be cause for many of the illnesses. And it helps the person to work from the home. It helps the children to get an entertainment, and it will help them to engage them productively. And for shopping also, it helps the person. The digital is helping a lot. And when they want to buy something for the family, they can use that digital platform. And it improves mental health and well-being. When I started a mental health and well-being awareness program in the last year, now it is on 450 webinars sessions we are going on. And when we take that overall, there are many people who got benefited, and those who are attended, and they use it for the family members and the friend circles. And this digital platform is not there, and we cannot be able to connect. And for my platform, around 23 countries, and in India, there are 29 states, 13 states people were participated. And this digital platform is not that we cannot able to make it possible. And these help us to know that when you, I don't know how many of you are aware about that, and we can able to reach the doctors and healthcare professionals. Telemedicine center in Madurai Corporation itself, there are many facilities are there. It increased to improve our financial support also. Okay. As I said, the number of people work from home will be increasing. And now we'll move on to the mob violences in digital era. As I said, the banking frauds are increasing day by day. And online fraud in India, then when you look at that spike is very, very high, very, very high. There are young people, 40% of people with the age group of 20 to 29. And they are the victim for that. They lost money more often with when compared to older people. Young people are more prone for losing the money when compared to elder people because they know the value for the money. The reason is, and the elder people, they are not spending much money in online. That's why they are not losing many of the money. But when you look at that, the higher rate we can find out among the youngsters, 1 in 5%. One in 5 people in they lost money. You can count in your program people who are attending here. Knowingly, unknowingly, they lost money in internet. When you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th person, and we can say that that person lost money. Randomly, I'm saying that. And these numbers are increasing. And for example, identity theft. Like they can take your all the details and they apply your, for example, you may apply for Government of India somewhere else, your data will be there digitally. You thought that they may not be able to take, yes, they can take it, and then with that, all your credentials, they will buy a credit card and use the credit card for purchasing. And that kind of theft is increasing 23%. And the tax fraud is very high because when you, same person, if it is more than 10 lakhs, they want to cut down the taxes. If it is less than 10 lakhs, they need not to pay. And what they will do, when it goes to other number, they will create one more company in the cell company and they will make it tax fraud very high, 46% because of the digital component. Okay. When it comes to children, okay, what kind of impact, insecurity that we make among the children? Cyberbullying, very high among the person. And if you look at here, abusing and the drugs were using 9% of children's. The bullying that takes 9% of children they are using. They at least smoking, they depend on that. Eating disorders, 14% are increasing. We can find among the children. And 20% of people, they are skipping the classes. The online classes, I think you all know that even I can say I'm the evidence for that. My children, they are skipping 20%. And they, if I ask them why you are not attending, one of my classmates is yelling at me in the video call. That is the reason he said that. And they are using social media together because the name calling and cyberbullying is very high. And 24% they said that. And 25% said that when the person name calling in a way and they try to hurt themselves. So these were the problem we can see. And they delete the social media profile. 26% of the children, they want to delete the profile. And 26% people said that they had an suicidal thought, ideation. And 37% of people, they develop depression. I think India is the most depressed country in the world, not said by me, World Health Organization. And 41% of people said that they are having a social anxiety. If I go there, if someone see in my, and they may look at that, they have somewhere in the online, and they may think that they may anticipate, they may know everything. No. And that kind of social anxiety is very high among the children. And the cyberbullying, when we look at the rates, very, very high among the nowadays, not only for children, even elders and professionals, they will come and say something and they will go away. And these numbers are very increasing. And the teens are very highly misusers of the social media. And what are the platforms which were very predominantly used for making violence against an individual person as a group? One is on Instagram, very high, because when you look at that, the people who are using the age group, less than 25, most of the children, most of the youngsters are using Instagram. And 18 plus, they are using Facebook. And Snapchat is very rarely used in India, but the numbers is very high among the college going youth. And WhatsApp is very high. Almost all the people are using, but harassment is very less. It is because we know the numbers, the people may not attempt in that. Even though There are some closed group, they can make it. And YouTube and Twitter, these were the platforms, and violence against other person like cyberbullying very common. And the main reason why the people are harassing and making bullying about other person. One of the common thing they will say that appearance. Appearance is one of the important criteria. They use it and then they will make a comment on another person. And academic achievement intelligence, he is a low intelligent person, you are a moron, this kind of word they will put it. And they will say that your community, your race, and they will say about your sexuality, the financial status and religion and other components. These are the criteria they are taken in their hands and bullying other members. And you look at that frauds which is happening in the desktop, and these devices are very high. Cybercrime statistics are saying that desktop and laptop are attacked very high. They are more vulnerable for the people who are doing cybercrime. And next one is smartphones, it is on 61%, and tablet is on 53%, and wireless devices are 50%, and servers is on 50%. And even the routers we are having in our home for connecting a Wi-Fi internet, and that also has a 47% of malpractice that may happen. Mostly emails are having high thing, and then website and other, even the images when you click, it has an impact in your device. And common leading malwares in Android devices are Trojan virus, is 92% Trojan virus. And password, they will hack your password and then they will use it. And others, and ransomware, and these were the antivirus, which are very, the viruses which is very commonly affect our devices. And look at here, these were data published in 2008, but this number will be very increased nowadays. Cybercrime, card skimming. Card skimming is when we swipe somewhere else, and the data will be collected by the fraudulent person, and they may make a duplicate card, and then you may thought that you are purchasing something, but someone is using your data. And funds transfer, when you are doing the online, there are many funds you may thought that twice it will transfer. You may thought that by mistake. No, there are purposefully some people creating, when you log in the same time, they will do the same kind of problem. Threat to other members and data theft. And they can join as a Facebook friend, and they will collect when your profile is on public. I've given one example. They will take your photo, exactly they will create one more Facebook account, and they will send a request to all the members, and they will make your profile as an illicit profile. And identity theft is very high nowadays. And popular internet scams, I would like to say that the shopping, and they will say that today only is an offer. Today only is an offer. iPhone is on only 50,000 rupees. When you can buy today 10,000 rupees, you can pay the money, you will not get anything at all. You will get only a break in the parcel. And discount coupon, don't rely on that. Oh, no one will give free for anybody else. If someone says that they are giving the discount coupon, it is on, there is like a earthworm to catch the fish. Don't click anywhere else, even the Paytm money. And they will say that when you click, you will get a Paytm money, 50 rupees money. No, don't touch that. When you do that, you are going to, instead of getting 50 rupees, you are going to lose 50,000 rupees. And OLX and buyer and seller, earlier, we know that who is selling, but nowadays they can mask themselves, they can duplicate identity theft, and they can say that they buy something, they sell something, and they will ask you to send the material you are having. For example, you decide to sell your laptop. They will ask you to send the thing to a particular address. When you send that, after receiving, you may not get the money. When you go there and there is someone will be there, and the person will know we are not done something. And dating scams is very, very high. And nowadays it's happening only in the metro cities, not in the other places. And that means if you want to have a chat with other person, sexual sexual talk with other person, and these thoughts are very high. ATM pin expiry, they will say that I'm calling from RG, SPA, this kind of mobile call you may receive that. Can you please tell me the 16 number in your card? And they will ask you CVC number. When you say that I'm the official from the bank, you will say everything. And actually, they are using your card for collecting the money. And fake job offer. I remember one of my friends who got a job offer from Hyundai. And they told me that to get on training in Mumbai, you have to pay a flight ticket of 50,000 rupees. He paid that. He thought that he is going to get a job. I'm saying that it is not recently, it is happening 8 years back. But these numbers are very, very high. They have the website address for Google and other leading companies, and finally they will send an offer letter, And for you may, many people are unemployed. So we are aware about it. We are aware about it, and they are the people who are vulnerable for that. And when they get to know that they get a job for 50,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees, they will not have any control, and they want to get a job and they lose some money. And these numbers are very high among the youngsters. And phishing, and when you click that email address and everything, their identity stealing is very high, and friend request have. And this is very, very, in Facebook is very high. I can say that the tricks at the end of my presentation, how you can ensure your security of your social platforms. Okay, and these were some of the deadly scams which were reported in the world. Okay, fake stalking websites. I think we all know that there are leading websites are Amazon, Flipkart, and Snapdeal. These were a common platform in India. And when you're using your social media, you can find out that there are certain things you may start of purchasing some mobile phone. You may have an idea. The original cost, it may be something around 20,000. And the advertisement will come. And today for Tamaka offer, it is on only 5,000 rupees. And you thought, oh, 20,000 rupees, only 5,000. You may click that. And actually, the website looks like exactly the same original website. Like say, Flipkart or Amazon, same content, everything will be there. And the designing, everything is very common. You thought that you are in an original website. When you transfer the money and you are transferring to the fraudsters. And lust. Lust is somebody who are using phone videos and the sexual related content, if you are more watching, and then artificial intelligence, the big data analysis will say that, for example, if you are using your social media, you can look at that the videos and other advertisement coming. That means you have watched those videos in your YouTube or search in Google somewhere else, and that will come. From that, they will catch you. Easily, they will track you. And lottery and Nigerian prince scam. They will say that, okay, Mr. So-and-so, we found that you got randomly collected a lottery. You are the person who won 1,500 crores. 1,500 crores for the lottery. When you want to claim that, you can send me your name, detail, PAN number, account number, everything. We will transfer the money. And this is one kind of scam we can see. And another one is Nigerian scam. That's the violence against the people. Mob violence. It's not a, don't think that, as you said, mob means a group of people. And these kind of people are not single person doing it. You can see in a company, 1,000 members are working in a place, the same company, which were reported in Delhi, Gurgaon, even in Chennai also they reported, Bangalore. These were the places where many people are there. And these practices are very high among the Nigeria and underdeveloped countries, African countries. Nigerian prince came. And I am the Nigerian prince. I am not having any person to give my property to anybody. I would like to select you. Would you like to claim these things? You can send your detail and you can transfer the money that Indian government asks some money. You have to pay the money, you will get the money. You will get all my property. I will write that one. You are my legal person for that properties. When we hear that, there are many innocent people, they will pay money for that and then they will lose the money. Job offers scam, as I said. And don't rely on that unless if you are not applied for any job. And if you receive an offer for your thing, and that means it's a scam. Don't just delete it. I can say that. And fake news are very high, very high. And especially for political people. And somewhere they will take a photo and they say that from this political party has done that. It is very high among that to manipulate the people's mind. I can say that Hinduism and religion fake news is very, very high among the social media. And it is spreading that news. And many people still there, they're believing that, yes, what they are reading in that social media is true. And people who want to access many of the content, VPN and antivirus. And work from home scheme is very high. They will say that you can stay at home, you can work and we will pay the money. 15,000 rupees, the fake news will come. And fake travel companies also, there are many companies are there. And we are giving, because of COVID-19, many people are not taken up. To encourage the people, we would like to give money for that. And these are the deadly schemes. Don't ever rely on these information. And I'll show that some of the things. And how many, much amount they, for example, many people, they don't know what is invoice, how to pay the money in GST. And GST people, there are, I'm the witness. I still remember MSME, when you want to register your organization, You need not to pay any money. Take it aside. You need not to pay any money in that. But there are many like government MSME website that will come in the Google search engine. Google search engine. In the search engines, like MSME website, you can find out that exactly same website. When I was registering my organization in 2009, I was paid 2,500. But when I come to know that that is a person, actually they received the money from night. They received the money, and they have that all my from. They are having my Aadhaar number. They are having my PAN number. See, all detail they receive. And when it comes to that, I later come to know that the government of India not collecting single money for a registration. Many people, they are not aware about it till now. Even when you want to register your organization, they will ask minimum amount, 1,000 rupees in the beginning. And later to get a printed copy, they will say that. But government of India free of cost. And tax frauds, I think government of India, when they convert it into GST, and many people, they don't know how to do that. When they file a tax and most of the websites, they are seeing it is wrong. Fake websites only. And once I lost the money, 2,500. Now I know that, okay, these kind of problems are anywhere. I can analyze. I can check twice and thrice. I make a call to the person and ensure that. So, see, I'm the person, I'm the victim for that. There are many people who are here for participating. You may lost your money, but you may not reveal it here. And this number of money and very, very high, and credit card, personal loan, they will say that. See, many people, we are not having the money for that. If you want a personal loan, they will say yes. Auto loan, if you want to buy a car, they will give the auto loan. Consumer loan, home loan. And these were the area more frauds are happening. Be very careful and don't check with that. Many of us, why we are getting into pray for that? We want an easy way to get the money. No, when you try that way, and you are the victim for that. And this geographically, when you look at that, who are most affected, Delhi is on very high. Delhi and West Bengal, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, and Haryana, that northern part of India are highly affected because of this company. I hope I'm having time for that. I will take another 10 minutes. I will tell about the common scam, violence, security threats. Scam, a lot of violences and security threats which were happening around the world in digital era. So these are the one. Okay, what is phishing emails? Dear friends, I think many professionals are here. I think you are having official email ID. You may also having this kind of email ID. You can look at this email ID. And they will send the content to you. You can download the content and you can use that book. And when you do, click that one, and they have the control over all your devices. They have the control. You need not to give that. They are having the access to your digital camera, the access to that your the storage content, and they can take everything. And mostly it is aimed for collecting the data from that opposite company now. Even for individual data are collected by using this one. And Nigerian scam, as I said, these were the mail you will get. This much amount, 4.2 million rupees. If you want to get it, you have to respond to the particular mail. Very, very common. And they will randomly send a mail. In every day, they will send 10,000 people. And when you study statistics in a normal probability curve, 2% of people, for example, if you meet 100 people, and 2% of people, without anything, they believe you. At the same time, 2% of people, they may not believe. And here you can see Mr. Sangeeta. Yes, thank you. And Nigerian scam, you can look at here. These are things, they are at least, think about 100 out of 102 members are there. How many people they are sending? 1,000 people means 20 people. 20 people into 20,000, huge amount they will earn in a single day. And greeting cards came. And they will say that your friend sent a greeting card on your birthday. We may believe that, okay, the person sent a greeting card. Hereafter, when you found something, this kind of link, don't click on that. No need to click on that. You read it, just delete the mail. When you click it, they can loot your money. And bank loan and credit card scam is very high. Recently, many of you may encounter that. The North Indian people, they will call that, mostly jargon people. Sir, tell me the 16 numbers which is printed on your card. I'm calling from RBI SBI Bank. Tell me quickly. The person will say that. If you ask them what's your name, they will not say their name. They will say that I'm calling from Chromebait branch or Chromebait branch. Tell me the number. The same kind of word they will repeat it. Some people by irritation they give the detail and they lose the money. And lottery scheme, yes, that not very. Hitman scheme is something. For example, in a society, some person is very good. Professors working in a university, they will say, send a mail to them, send a message to them. Someone paid a money to me to kill you or to attack you. To avoid those things, you have to pay equal money. You believe that you safeguard yourself, you pay the money. And that scheme is also reported in almost all the metro cities. An online dating scheme, romance. Many people, especially youngsters, and those are sexual urges are very high among the people. They are more vulnerable. And there are many safe sites also there. And when you ask me the awareness is there for the people, I can say no. Many people they are not aware about that component. That's why Indian government made an regulations in India. You cannot watch when you search that sexual content, you cannot get it all the information. They are cut it out. But to crack that, there are many people using VPN and other components. When you found someone mobile phone, if they have the VPN, that means they are using that pornography. Easiest way we can understand that person are using it or not. And fake antivirus software. Antivirus for using mobile phone, it become 500. You may spend 40,000 rupees for purchasing mobile phone, but we are not spending 100 rupees for installing antiviruses. And the people with the free antivirus, when you do the free antivirus, you will give access to all the data. Somewhere you are giving access to your camera also. If you keep your mobile phone in your bedroom and they can record everything and then take all the information. And Facebook, hijacking your profile. And nowadays it's very, very high. Almost even police officials' profiles were hijacked by the people, even Madurai Commissioner. He tried to find out the person they couldn't because somewhere they will sit and they will do this kind of crime. And this is very interesting. Especially MLM market is banned by government of Tamil Nadu long back itself. Okay, when you want to become an fastest money in your life, when you want to become and the people who are there and then they talk interesting words, they mesmerize you and everything they will make it. When we go there and we believe that okay, very next day we'll become a millionaire like Surya Vamsa movie, and in a single 5 minutes video, in the song we can find out we'll become a owner of bus company and his wife become a IAS officer. Likewise, the people believe that for attending that session they will be more the money. But these are the more vulnerable people. Don't join this kind of thing. And travel alert. There are many companies are saying that if you due to that lockdown period, they are going to motivate the people. They are giving offer. When you go there and then you are losing the money and everything will be lost. And Bitcoin scam is very recently very high. Very high this Bitcoin scam. And we don't know who is controlling that, who is involved in those companies. It's very, very high. And fake news scams. Especially I can say that every day, I can say that every one of us we are here, at least minimum 5 fake news you may reading in a day. In a day. And here all the people who are attending. And these news are very high. And shopping website, as I said earlier itself, they are just copy as it is exactly the same website and then they will look money and loyalty point. And so when you do these things, you will get an 500 rupees discount for our next purchase. Job offer scheme. And this is the person who looked at money very high and he was reported in Gulf country. And SMS scheme, they will send a message when you click that KYC data and they will take all the bank data and someone is using the money. And overpayment online. So they will say that, okay, we are logged your profile of your bank transaction. If you want to unlock, you have to pay money. So these kind of things are very high. And here you can see technical support. Sometimes you may feel that your computer is not working. There are companies they are providing free support to the people. And when you call the number, toll-free number, actually it's not an original toll-free number. It is a fake toll-free number from which they will collect all your information. They will loot money. And we will another 6 biggest data breaches all over the world. That means huge number of data which were taken. Mob violence. It's a mob violence. And you can see in digital era, Adobe company. You all know that to read that PDF file, we are using Adobe. And if you have installed this Adobe, and you can see 153 million users records were taken. Your name, your email ID, your phone number, everything. I think when you watch the movie Boys, Sendil will say the person, information is wealth. And why they are doing this kind of big data thing? and they are violating their norms, and they are taking everything and they are using it for personal gain. And Canva, and people who are using mobile phone, they want to show that beautifying themselves. And there may be nothing wrong in that complexes. And these kind of softwares will make you to very, very evil. And eBay is on 145 million users. And Dapmas in Tamil Nadu, you can see that a huge impact in India, that they collected all the people's data. And LinkedIn is very, very high data breaches that happened in 2016. And Fitball become an exercise also, it is very high. And Yahoo, it is on very 3 billion users. The biggest scam happened in India. Okay, I will take another 3 minutes to conclude my Robert the Moore is the worm. The worm, when it comes to your devices, that will take all the data. And Mafia Boy is on eBay, where damages in at least $1 billion in a person. And Google in China banned the Google, and because cyber attack which was happened in the Google in China, and NASA websites were hacked by the people. And the one youngster who wanted to buy the car, and they hacked the website of the car company, and the government organization websites were taken. An attack on government and private websites were happened. And those people who are using the MS Office Word, the virus is very predominant, very high, and internet were attacked in 2002, and scam on credit card in 2009. Okay, what are the benefit out of social media? There are a lot of benefits are there. Personal branding, to know that who are you, and work from home, it is an amazing thing. And to get more social contact. And here I'm here, there are many people are attending, and to get more connections with you, I can able to make it. To get a job, yes, that is the best one. If you want to learn new skills for your career, yes, you can do that. And start an online business is the best one. And the last one, here is I conclude here. These are safety tips and tricks I will tell you. When you are online, you may think that whatever thing no one is watching. No, the big data, everything will be there, like a footprint. Footprint will be there in the digital era. Everyone is watching you. Even after you are closing or deleting your account, you can able to take. That's why when you are entering something in your data in that online, you must be very careful. And you have to be very, very careful what you are sharing. WhatsApp means don't share any all information. Very careful what information you are sharing. Keep all the personal information private. You can go and lock your profile, and go and check your privacy setting. What are the apps and other devices are taking your contact information? And you must know how to report someone hacking or looting money by using your personal profile. And keep your password very safe. I think many people say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you do so and you are more vulnerable, never meet the person in the online. It's very, very important. Never ever meet the person who met on online. Try to skip them. And even if they come on video call, as you said, even the video call, that's impossible. There are many softwares out there that can make it understand. And digital hygiene is very, very important. Like during this time, we are wearing the mask and other thing. Likewise, there are applications out there. You can go to your setting, you can find out digital wellness and setting. Parental control, where you can go and enable it. That one thing. And set a password for all the digital devices. And change your password at least once in a month. Note the word once in a month. Use that anonymous in your name to search in the browser. And think before twice to clicking any kind of content what you are receiving. You have to check the data whether original or not. And video chat, try to avoid video chat. Use secure messaging if it's possible. Privacy is very, very important, and ensure that privacy in your online component. So I can stop here, and I think I've taken much of your time. I hope I given that information which is useful for you, that what kind of experiences I had in my life, and I'm shared with you. Again,
yes, sir, very good presentation, very nice.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Packed a lot of information into a short time. Thanks for having your act together. Definitely this section left with the concrete strategies. Sure, it must be a gentle awareness section for all the participants. Thank you very much, sir. May I now call upon our respected Ms. J. Vigneshwari, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Education, Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute for vote of thanks. Welcome you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes,
happy morning to one and all present here. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. It's my pleasure, more than an honor, to propose vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. First and foremost, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Vice Chancellors, respected registrars, deans, and all the executives of both Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University and Dr. MGR Education Research Institute for granting us permission to organize this one-week international online faculty development program on the topic Virtual Practices and Security. We deem it a great honor and great pleasure to thank our resource person, Dr. M. Suresh Kumar, Head, Department of Psychology, American College, Madurai, for sparing his valuable time to inspire us to gain the knowledge about mob violence and internal security. Thank you so much, sir, for making us aware and the different areas and the risks involved in it. Thank you so much, sir. Also, we would like to thank Dr. Muthamil Chelvan and Dr. L. George Stephen, Assistant Professors, Department of Pedagogical Science, TNTU, for the congenial welcome rendered at the beginning of this session. Thank you so much, sir. Also, it's my duty to thank Ms. A. Tangam, Assistant Professor, Dr. MGR Education Research Institute, for introducing our resource person. Thank you, ma'am. We express our sincere gratitude to the organizing secretaries, joint secretaries for the success of this endeavor. Last but not least, we extend our gratitude to all the participants who has joined us for this session to quench their thirst of knowledge. Once again, our heartfelt thanks to one and all present here. Thank you so much.
Suresh Kumar sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Suresh, sir.
Kumar, sir, thank you. Now we enter validity session.
Anuradha, you check the provost sir has joined, sir.
Susita ma'am, good morning. Susita ma'am, please unmute your audio.
Anuradha?
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, I'm checking.
Thank you.
Respected Dean sir.
Yes, I'm online.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Maria, is our provost has joined?
Sir, provost
yes, sir has joined. Yes,
Okay.
sir has joined, ma'am. Provost sir has been yes.
Joined,
Yes. Joined, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, we'll start then. Sir, you can switch on your camera, sir. Provost sir, welcome you, sir. We'll start, ma. We'll start.
Good afternoon to every one of you present here. Welcome to the validity session. We are immensely pleased to invite Dr. P.C. Nagasubramani, Assistant Professor, Organizing Secretary, to extend a warm welcome to all the invitees who has all the way spared their valuable time in joining us today. Please, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. The only way to discover the limits of the possible is to go beyond them into the impossible. A warm good morning and hearty welcome to you everyone. I have a great rapture to welcome you all for this one-week international online faculty development program on virtual practices and security, jointly organized by Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University and Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, Faculty of Education. At the outset, I express my sincere thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am, Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, respected Registrar Sir, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, respected Registrar Sir, Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, and respected Dean of Faculty, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, for their support for organizing this workshop. Every once in a while, a new technology and old problem and a big idea turned into an innovation. I have immense pleasure to welcome Professor Dr. G. Gopalakrishnan, Provost, Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, who is here to deliver presidential address for this validatory function. He is the energetic and innovative leader. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Our future growth relies on competitiveness and innovation, skills and productivity. I am very much impressed to welcome Professor M. Govindan, Dean of Faculty and Controller of Examinations in charge, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University. Always, he is enriching us with his valuable words of wisdom, who is always sharing with us. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Fosli.
Changes call for innovation, and innovation leads to progress. On this occasion, I would like to welcome Professor Susita Sharmin, Department of Development Studies, University of Dhaka, Bangladesh. She is a good researcher and a hard worker. We are very happy to have Madam as our special guest. On behalf of Organizing Committee, I welcome you, ma'am. For good ideas and true innovation, you need human interaction, conflict, argument, debate. I am extend my warm welcome to Dr. P. Udayakala, Dean, Faculty of Chemistry, Dr. MGR, Education and Research Institute, Dr. B. Ganeshan, Professor and Head, Department of Pedagogical Sciences, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Dr. S. Mani, Professor and Head, Department of Education Planning and Administration, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University. Those who are going to felicitate this great function. Welcome, professors. It's my desire to extend a gracious and inclusive welcome Dr. K. Geeta, Principal, Faculty of Education, Dr. MGR, Education and Research Institute. Welcome you, ma'am. I welcome Dr. P. Chandamil Pavai, Organizing Secretary, Dr. MGR, Education and Research Institute, a supportive person to organize this program. Welcome you, ma'am. I welcome Organizing Joint Secretaries of Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University Assistant Professors, Dr. A. Rajeshwari, Dr. V. Sharmila, Dr. C. Jayanti, Dr. M. Uttamichelvan, Dr. L. George Stephen, Dr. K. Vijaya, Mr. S. Balamurugan, Dr. D. M. Yanasundari, and Assistant Professor of Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, Mrs. L. Maria Sugandhi, Mrs. J. Vigneswari, Mrs. A. Tangam. Welcome, dear professors. Also, I welcome all the faculty members of Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University and Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute for their support and encouragement. Welcome you all. I extend my hearty welcome to all the participants from across the world. We hope the learning outcome will change the virtual world. I once again welcome you all for the valedictory ceremony of 1 week online faculty development program on virtual practices and security. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your convivial welcome. Next, to have a glimpse about the faculty development program, we are elated to request Dr. P. Chandamil Pavai to give a brief report on the International Online Faculty Development Program on virtual practices and security. Please, Pavai.
We are profoundly elated to share the report of the 1 week International Faculty Development Program on virtual practices and security, which was jointly organized by Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Chennai, and Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, Chennai, from 7th June to 13th June 2021. We have received more than 1,500 registration from this International Faculty Development Program from various parts of the world like Malaysia, Oman, Iraq, and Bangladesh. And also, we received great response from various states like Jammu Kashmir, Delhi, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and Haryana, and so on. To accomplish greater things with the blessings of Supreme Power, the session of day 1 started with 10:30 a.m. on 7th June 2021, holding 767 participants via Zoom and YouTube, followed by Tamil Thai Vartha. Welcome address was presented by Organizing Secretary Dr. P.C. Nagasubramani, Associate Professor, Department of Pedagogical Sciences, or from Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University. Next, Dr. P. Chandamil Pavai, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Education, Dr. MGR ERI, Organizing Secretary, sparkled the light on the theme of the Faculty Development Program. Honorable Professor Dr. N. Panjanatham, Vice Chancellor, TNTU, encouraged and motivated as the theme was appropriately chosen according to this pandemic situation in his presidential address. Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, Vice Chancellor, Dr. MGR ERI, appreciated the combined effort in organizing the event to equip the teachers with knowledge and skills during this pandemic. The special guest, Professor Mustafa Faizur Rahman, former Vice Chancellor, Dean, Faculty of Arts and Social Science, City University, Bangladesh, suggested that the topics of this FDP was the need of the hour, and also it is essential to assess the modern tools and techniques, including the ethical practices, cybersecurity. As the inspiring note given by Professor V. Balakrishnan, Registrar in Charge, TNTU, during his address, special address. The felicitation address by the executives, Professor M. Govindan, Dean of Faculty, TNTU, Dr. P. Ganeshan, Professor and Head, Department of Pedagogical Sciences, TNTU, Dr. S. Mani, Professor and Head, Department of Education Planning and Administration, TNTU, Dr. V. Ambedkar, Professor and Head, Department of Education, Annamalai University, and Dr. K. Geeta, Principal, Faculty of Education, Dr. MGR ERI, delivered the words of wisdom and the special wishes for the success of the event. The resource person, Dr. Vinarasu Nityanandam, Professor, Department of General Education, College of Education and Languages, Lebanese French University, Iraq, delivered a speech upon how a teacher should be passionate and should develop a self-confidence with self-esteem and self-efficacy. The session of day 2 began at 11 a.m. on 8th June 2021, holding 663 participants across the globe. The resource person, Dr. Chandrakant R. Babiska, Professor and Director, School of Educational Sciences, Swami Ramanand Tirath, Marathwada University, Maharashtra, shared his views upon the topic cybersecurity measures. He also elaborated how everyone should be careful in accessing the gadgets of the social media and also suggested some preventive measures to be considered while communicating in the social media. Dr. Zabidi bin Abdul Razak, Deputy Dean, Research Cluster, Social Advancement and Happiness, University of Malaya, Malaysia, handled the second session on Teachers' Digital Leadership in Selecting Online Resources for Teaching and Learning, in which he had shared the insights on the selection of online resources and the learning materials which are easily available in wider range in the online platform. The third day session was started at 11 a.m. on 9th June 2021 with 565 participants from all over the world. The special lecture on visual art works in teaching the humanities online was delivered by Dr. Olga Babenko, lecturer, Department of English Education, College of Education and Language, Lebanese French University, Iraq, which was focused on the cognitive activity and the skills to be developed to trigger the imagination of the learners, and the learning pattern should follow the order of connections, compare, and conclusion towards a critical thinking. The second session of the third day had a special lecture on techno leadership in higher education. Dr. Ram Ganesh, Professor and Director, Department of Education and Technology, Bharathidasan University, Trichy, spotlighted on the paradigm shift of the process to assess the technology to learn, unlearn, and relearn. The session of day 4 started with 542 participants. Special lecture on psychological impact of online learning was presented by Dr. Priyanka Datta, Assistant Professor, Bidhan Nagar College, Salt Lake, Kolkata, West Bengal, was interesting and informative, which was based on the 21st century digital learning and its benefits greater degree of flexibility, engaging students in active learning. The second session of day 4 by Dr. Mohammad Faisal bin A. Ghani, Associate Professor, Department of Educational Management, Faculty of Education, University of Malaya, Malaysia, shared his thoughts upon ethics and morals, process and practices, and internet ethics. The first session of day 5 was enlightened by Dr. Arendra Singh, Director and Professor, DPM Institute of Education, Chaudhary Charan Singh University, Meerut, Uttar Pradesh, who spoke upon the various tools and techniques used to conduct virtual classroom. The second session was carried out by Dr. Jignesh B. Patel, Associate Professor and Controller of Examination, Children's University, Gandhinagar, Gujarat, kindle and enlighten the young minds towards a digitalization in transforming India by elaborating the digital platforms which were introduced by Government of India during the progress of making India digitalized. On day 6, the first session was presented by Dr. Vaibhav Jadhav, as Assistant Professor, Savitribai Phule, Pune University, Maharashtra, inspired the audience by explaining all the forms of resources available in Swayam, the MOOC online portal unique platform for Indian online education. The second session on reshaping education through emerging technology was addressed by Dr. J. Jansipriya, Assistant Professor, Western College of Education, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, which ignited the young minds towards the new emerging technologies. The last day session carried out by Dr. M. Suresh Kumar, Head, Department of Psychology, American College, Madurai, Tamil Nadu, had taken a privilege to speak a few words upon mob violence and internal security, which was interesting and informative towards the security purpose and the challenges behind it. Hereby, the report of the 7-day International Faculty Development Program comes to an end. I feel blessed and elated for the opportunity rendered to me to present the report of the one-week international online faculty development program on virtual practices and security. Thank you, everyone. Stay home and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pavai, for briefing the faculty development program. We would like to cordially invite Ms. J. Vigneshwari to introduce the chief guest of this session, Dr. G. Gopalakrishnan, Provost, for joining us today to enhance our joy. Please, Vigneshwari.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. I deem it a great honor to introduce our chief guest of today's valedictory session, Professor Dr. G. Gopalakrishnan, Provost, Dr. MGR Education Research Institute, Chennai, the man of distinct vision, a fountainhead of illuminating ideas, and an ideal of knowledge and experience with inspiration to all of us. Sir is known as Dr. GG in all academic circles. Has a double doctorate in mechanical engineering from IIT Madras and RWTH Aachen University, Germany, with specialization in centrifugal turbo machines. Having been at RWTH Aachen, he was also a Dart scholar. He was also a faculty in IIT Madras for over 15 years. He has 20 years of industrial experience spanning several countries like Singapore, Kenya, Japan, Tanzania, United States of America, and India. He has been former Vice Chancellor, Rector, and currently Provost of Dr. MGR Education Research Institute. He is a member of several bodies connected with primary, secondary, and tertiary education in India and abroad. He has published over 60 papers in national and international journals, and he has authored 5 books in the field of engineering. He is a multilinguistic personality, proficiency in English, Tamil, Hindi, Bengali, and German. We are so happy to have such a great learner personality amidst us today. I'm immensely pleased to welcome you, sir, to preside over this function. Now the session is yours, sir. Please.
Thank you, Vigneshwari, for introducing the chief guest, who has made all of us proud of his distinguished work in numerous capacities. I feel profusely elated to welcome our chief guest on the most celebrated dignitary, one of the most celebrated dignitaries of our university, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute. So, please.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Can
sir.
you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
You are audible.
Yeah. It's indeed a great privilege to address all of you at the Valedictory Faculty Development Program jointly organized by the Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University and our Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute, deemed to be university. A tremendous work undertaken by the faculties of both the universities. Thanks and kudos to all involved in this FDP, a good contribution. I'm sure all of us of the teaching community have been partially or fully benefited by such an FDP. Once in a while, such programs do offer a platform for exchange of views, enabling one to address certain issues normally arising out of teaching at the primary, secondary, and tertiary stages, particularly online. As higher education adopts to teaching online, the learning load of adopting a new delivery process is taking a huge toll on the lives of those in higher education. While some students are adapted to online systems, the toll of the virus, isolation, increased workloads are rising among many students, staff, and faculty members, not to be underestimated. Faculty members are facing a huge stress in converting their classes into digital forms. These formats are not that easy. Already facing a burnout in meetings, teaching, advising, research, and publications, resulting in an emotional letdown or even collapse. Mental health is normally not differentiated from physical health. Emotional pressures which students and faculties are facing leads to lesser immunity, self-reported distress, usually associated with heart disease and likely susceptibility to cancer. You know, we, as a teacher, are teachers belonging to different professions. Why? Because a teacher or teaching is one which leads to many other professions. So a teacher, as we all know, is a very, very noble personality. Guruve Namaha. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for sparing your valuable time to share your insights, to inspire and motivate as always, as you do ever. Thank you so much, sir. We are now elated to invite Dr. T.M. Gnanasoundari, Assistant Professor, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, to introduce Professor M. Govindan for the valedictory address. Please, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. My voice is audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Good morning to one and all present here. At the outset, I thank God Almighty for the grand success of 1 week International Online Faculty Development Program on Virtual Practices and Security, organized by Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University in association with Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, Chennai. It's very proud to introduce the chief guest of this valedictory. He is the example of discipline and decorum, very sincere and hard work personality. His good character makes him to assume various higher positions like controller of examinations, dean of faculty, finance officer, member in convener committee, and chairman of various committees in our Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University and other universities. Coming to the next, in the way of good academician, Sir has done 2 PhD degrees under the guidance of 2 former vice chancellors. Sir has awarded number of PhDs, MPhils, and M.Ed. Sir has been serving more than 20 years of teaching experience in the field of education. Sir has published number of research articles in reputed journals. It will take more time to list out the achievements he has done. Due to running short of time, I introduce Professor M. Govindan, sir, Dean of Faculty, Controller of Examinations, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, to this august gathering to render the chief guest address. Please, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I thank Dr. P.C. Nagasubramani, sir, to giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam, for introducing the guest. With equal pleasure and privilege, we would like to invite our guest for the valedictory address. Sir, please raise the occasion with your elegant speech.
Thank you, Dr. Gnanasoundari, for your good words. Good morning to all. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to associate with this International Online Faculty Development Program on virtual practices and security, jointly organized by Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University and Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute, Chennai. On behalf of the Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, I wholeheartedly appreciate and congratulate the organizing team, especially my colleague, Dr. P.C. Nagasubramani, Professor Geeta, Principal, Dr. MGR Research Institute, Dr. P. Sendamil Pavai, Mrs. J. Vigneshwari, Dr. T.M. Gnanasoundari, Dr. B. Sharmila, and Dr. B. Anuradha, and all the organizing team members of the Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, as well as Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute, for organizing such a wonderful program, wonderful faculty development program during this pandemic period. Friends, you all know very well about that the COVID-19 pandemic has become a global health issue and has had a major impact on education sector also. Worldwide, there are more than 1.2 billion children in 186 countries affected by school closures due to pandemic. Coming to the teaching learning process, there are a number of challenges, number of issues regarding to online teaching and learning. The first and foremost problem is getting internet access as well as devices. It is a big problem for the, not only for the developed countries or developing countries or the underdeveloped countries. Even some developed countries like Switzerland, Norway, and Austria, nearly 95% of students have computer to use for their schoolwork. And also in Indonesia, only 30% for students are having computer for their schoolwork. Friends, you know very well about that the recent survey in Tamil Nadu, it states that nearly 30% of the school-going students are not having any electronic devices for their schoolwork. And also, I can say, even in the developed countries like USA, nearly 25% of disadvantaged group are not having computer for their schoolwork. The another problem for both the students as well as teachers are facing techno stress. So there is no doubt that today's technology, today's advancement in technology definitely increase the productivity of the organization, but also it leads to increased techno stress. This is the major another problem. Another like our friend Suresh Kumar rightly pointed out, online fraud. Due to digital technologies, we are now witnessing a rise in online fraud, scams, insurance, and security breaches. The pandemic also increased a scenario of insecurity that is inviting fraudsters to exploit the crisis situation by extracting money or information or by creating vulnerabilities. So these are the major problems. So number of problems are there. However, due to time constraint, I limit it. And also, I want to share one thing. Being a teacher of psychology, I would like to say there are three major approaches in the teaching learning process, whether it is a online mode or offline mode, whatever it may be. The first one is behaviorist approach. The behaviorist approach stresses that is teacher-centered education or teacher-centered teaching. Friends, this approach is practiced not now. It was practiced in the earlier period, the Vedic period, Kurukula period, because at that time, the teacher is the only source for the students' knowledge or information or skills. But nowadays, there are a number of sources, empty number of sources. Here, the teacher is one among the sources for the students to enhance their knowledge, to enhance their achievement. So this is outdated one. The another approach called constructivist approach. In this approach, it stresses the child-centered education. Here, the teacher should teach to the students' interest, attitude, aptitude, knowledge as well. The another approach called social constructivist approach. It's nothing but it's a blend of behaviorist as well as constructivist approach. This approach says the teaching learning process should be teacher guided and the student learned approach. So if both are here in the teacher learning process, both the teachers as well as students taking equal part. So another thing I want to share with you in this platform is almost all the teachers very well about the Bloom's taxonomy. That is 3 domains in the education. First one is cognitive domain, affective domain, psychomotor domain. In my personal view, I'm not generalizing. In my personal view, the online teaching learning may be strengthen the cognitive and psychomotor domains of the students, but it cannot fully strengthen the affective domain of the students. So I also request you through this platform. I already told in my felicitation at the inaugural function, please, all of the teachers, the students should follow the 20-20-20 rule as evolved by Jefferson, the optometrist, to safeguard our eye strain, because without eyes we can't do anything. So please follow this rule by the Jefferson. And finally, I inform you all the teaching learning process, all the technology, all the devices, electronic devices, only or maybe supplement to teachers
but not supplant the teachers in the teaching any process. So with these words, I once again congratulate the organizing team, both from the Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University as well as Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute for having given me the opportunity to share my little knowledge in this online platform. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I hope we all will be following your request of 2020 to be followed hereafter. Thank you, sir, for gracing the occasion with the courteous presence and the words of wisdom to inspire us. Thank you, sir. We are extremely pleased to invite Dr. V. Sharmila, Assistant Professor, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, to introduce our special guest of today, Professor Suchita Sharmin, Department of Development Studies, University of Dhaka, to the virtual gathering. Please, madam.
Thank you, madam. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Thank you. Good morning, all of you. I'm very happy to introduce our special guest of this program, Professor Dr. Suchita Sharmin, Madam, Professor of Development Studies, University of Dhaka, Bangladesh. Madam has rich composite of academic, practical, and administrative experiences. She is working as a university teacher for more than 20 years. She has undergraduate and postgraduate university lecturing and research experience in Bangladesh, Japan, Switzerland, UK, Nepal, Malaysia, and India in the fields of development studies, psychology, research methodology, and business studies. Presently, she is working as a professor. Previously had been associate professor, assistant professor, and lecturer at the Department of Development Studies, University of Dhaka, research scholar, Kyushu University, Japan, and research scholar of Aston University, UK, student counselor and faculty member, Independent University, Bangladesh, student advisor, Department of Development Study, Dhaka University, administrative post as senior house tutor at Shashman Nagar Hall, Dhaka University, house tutor at Bangladesh Quite Maitri Hall, Dhaka University. Madam has extensive research experience in different areas of development studies, psychology, organization, and business studies. And she has acted as a trainer for more than 18 years on different development issues. She has extensive work experience with the government, NGOs, UN agencies, and INGOs in the capacity of a consultant for more than 18 years within Bangladesh and abroad. She has rich experience in varied community outreach programs like capacity building, volunteering activities, team building, communication, and interpersonal skills, training, and activities. She has participated and acted as a chief guest, guest of honor, chair in various workshops, seminars, and conferences. And she has presented her papers in conferences and participated as discussant and or participated as resource person, facilitator, and moderator in more than 10 countries of the world. She has published 3 books and more than 45 journal articles and book in chapters in national and international peer-reviewed journals and books. She has participated in different talk shows and roundtables on issues relevant to her expertise. She has supervised and evaluated as external member in numerous undergraduate, masters, MPhil and PhD level research work of researchers from Dhaka University, other universities of Bangladesh and abroad. She regularly participates as a keynote speaker and paper presenter in many national and international seminars and conferences in Canada, UK, Switzerland, Japan, Malaysia, India, and Nepal. She is a member of governing body, University of Dhaka, devoted educationalist member, academic council member for other universities and academic institutions. And she is also a member of Board of Studies and Academic Committee of Dr. Wazat Research and Training Institute, Bangladesh. One of the most unremarkable achievement of Madam is that she is being selected by the Honorable President of Bangladesh as serving as a member of Finance Committee of Begum Rokeya University, Bangladesh. We are very grateful to you, Madam, for accepting our invitation, gracing this occasion. On behalf of Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University and Dr. MGR Research Institute, once again welcome you, Madam. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for your phenomenal introduction. With tremendous pleasure, we extend our hospitable welcome to our special guest to address the gathering. Please, madam, the platform is yours.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here as the guest today. And I first would like to convey my greetings from Bangladesh and would like to convey my thanks to the organizing universities today, the Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Chennai, and Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, Chennai. It's a great initiative and very timely because the education sector, not only education sector, the whole world and every sector is experiencing the new normal because the situation has changed and we have to adapt with the situation that has come up, and we have our own ways of trying to adapt with this in different countries, in different sectors, in different ways. So I again appreciate the initiative taken for a week-long online faculty development program, and it is on virtual practices and security. The very timely and appropriate topic chosen for a workshop, and especially for the faculty development of workshop, while the teachers are rather least addressed for the challenges they are facing, and we are only talking about the students more. So today I will be talking about both. I'll be talking about both the teachers and students, and I won't take long because I understand that you have almost all the issues have been covered in the last 6 days, and today is the final day of the work faculty development workshop. So what I understand is that you have learned and heard about most of the issues and all possible solutions. However, I also have a background of both psychology and development studies. So it's a combination that allows me to talk about issues from both the lenses, and that is, I believe, to some extent will be different from how we consider the issues in this sector. So as I had been talking about the new normal, I would like to say that yes, it is a new normal because our experiences are very novel, and it's not the coronavirus that is novel, but our experiences, personal experiences, are so unique that we sometimes get lost on what we should be doing and how we should be addressing the challenges that we are facing. And as faculty members, we see that we are trying to cope with the online e-learning situations, and also the students who have difficulty sometimes getting internet in different parts of our countries, we see they also face difficulty. The first challenge for both teachers and students is the is a failing uninterrupted internet in both India and Bangladesh. And I am talking about us because earlier we had been in the same place, we had been the undivided India, and now we are a different country, but we experience the same social cultural dimensions, and we value the same norms and cultures. So we experience similar challenges and similar facilities in most cases. So what we see that uninterrupted internet is the problem, and then comes duration of the sessions, where the educational psychologists and educational the faculties of education have to concentrate more, that I understand, that what should be the duration of a class, and should it be varying based on the age of the students and the topic of the session. So all these are research issues for the time, and then how we can keep the attention of the students during the sessions, because at times it is difficult to maintain interactive session. So and even when the class size is too big, or how to make it innovative. There are so many challenges in the classroom setting that we are planning these days virtually. And so actually we are already in the experience of conducting such classes. And the bigger challenge comes when it is about the evaluation and attendance. And I believe, and I'm very much certain that all these issues have been discussed within these days. The virtual classrooms, and it's not only the classrooms, we have to realize that how we are passing our days in the house. We are actually working at home with our laptops or our mobile phones, and then it has got physical and mental hazards. It imposes physical and mental hazards, because you see, when we are exposed to these gadgets for so long, because like if it is the school or college or university classes, it is somewhat 6 to 8 hours a day. And then if we consider the source of recreation for the students, we find that they are either in the computer. In most cases, we find that they are in the computer games. And if they are a little elder and in the tertiary education, we see them with the movies or YouTube. So they are all continuously being exposed to all these gadgets. And that is imposing physical hazard in terms of their visual, the eyes, and also the brain, and the stress being imposed by that. So physical hazard is there as well. Research has shown that psychological hazard of such exposure to gadgets for so long is immense. And that is also leading to stress, fatigue, depression, and suffocation, and many other different symptoms. So when we are talking about mental health of students and also of the faculty members, we have to focus on a few things. First, how the students are passing their time, daily life in the home. When it is the children, they used to go and play out. And nowadays it is playing in the video game, which is very much deteriorating in terms of mental health. And of course, those who can understand the situation better, they can understand the uncertainty and the uncertainty in terms of their future education, career planning, and the life itself, the whole life. So the situation for even male and female students are very different, because the parents are engaging the female students sometimes only at the household work. And we have seen that in the tertiary level, among the tertiary level students, the rate of getting the female students married has increased sharply during this COVID period, because when the female students are sitting home and doing the household chore and sometimes attending the online class, the parents are sometimes feeling insecure about the future of these female students. So that is the case in Bangladesh that we have seen. And also, it is not about the children, it's not about the male and female students, but also about the teachers, because the teachers are the segment that we are paying least attention. The teachers are also facing challenge, because due to the new normal situation where they have to cope with the virtual online classes, they have to prepare their slides and learn how to do that. Sometimes the some of the faculty members who are not much familiar with all these presentations face challenge. And of course, even I myself prefer to not use slides, though I can do it. I do it many a times, but in the classroom, I never feel that I need to share slides, because when I'm talking with my students, I feel that they should be paying attention to what I am saying, not to my slides. And that way, the students also pay more attention. So what are the components and what are the dimensions in which the faculty members are facing challenges. Just think about a faculty member. If the faculty member is single, not married, he or she is in the uncertainty of what will happen with the life in future. If the faculty member is within the family, be him a male, there is no office time, there is no working time when at home. There is no time limit. And then you work and you expect that the female partner will be supporting you and will be serving food for you, will be serving tea for you. And there are so many expectations when staying home together. But the question is, are you thinking about the female member of your family? And that female member is now working from home online, is serving all of you. And the worst part is that we have found in our country and all over the world, and WHO also have recognized the fact that during this COVID, the violence against women and intimate partner violence has increased sharply within the family. You understand that. So that is also there. So when we are talking about mental health, we have to remember and act on the facts that it is not only the teachers and students will be considering in the virtual classroom setting during COVID, but in terms of mental health, we have to focus on many other dimensions of the students and faculty members. And of course, there is influence of the parents as well. The teachers also play varieties of roles in the academic institution. It's not only teaching. There are many administrative roles. There are many other cultural programs that they have to organize, or maybe even like as a student advisor in my department. And even during Corona, what I have done is I used to organize Zoom meeting with my students frequently, so that whatever that comes to their mind, whatever they want to share with me, we can do it in an interactive session in Zoom. So these are also the responsibilities of a faculty member. It's not limited to delivering lecture and having the personal life. With these challenges being faced by the faculty members and students, what we see is that these days the suicide rate among the students have increased. And in the last 1 year, 75 students of Bangladesh have committed suicide, which is alarming. And we have to address the matter. We have to understand the threats they're feeling, the challenges they're facing. And of course, what we see is that the cases of sexual harassment, virtual sexual, online sexual harassment have increased a lot. And there are many different new innovative ways of harassing people and committing cybercrime. And that is also reported in the police station. And what we have seen that at the individual level, through different social media, sexual harassment and different kinds of threats are being posed among students and individuals. The students are also becoming victims of bullying, online bullying, and also though not virtually directly engaged, but these days what we have found that there are some groups or platforms in the social media or where through which students are getting connected and engaging in different drugs and other kind of like malpractices, I should say. So the thing is that the situation will tell in course of time what are the challenges that are coming up, but we always need to have innovative solutions. From the development perspective, I'd like to say we experienced the Second World War, and now we are going through the phase of Third World War. Maybe not by man-to-man or through man-to-man war, but through the situation that we are in due to COVID. And also we understand that we cannot stop growing as in terms of economy, in terms of social development. And again, the prediction is that the inequality that will be increasing in the society, and that will take almost no less than 80 years to overcome that inequality, which is again a very shocking news for us. This information is coming from UN, and with in this new situation, we have the single issue that can make us aspired. And what we can aspire of is that when we are building back, when we are building again, we can think of building back better. And this is what we are doing in a new situation. When the world was experiencing COVID at the very beginning, we did not know how to build back, whether we can stand back and face it. And now it is the time when we have vaccines and getting vaccinated, and we are again reforming and restructuring and rebuilding. And this is the scope where we can build back better. We have to incorporate everyone. The initiatives have to be inclusive, and we have to address the new challenges in innovative ways. That is the scope we have got in this era. And I believe this is how we can progress and proceed in the future. And with these few words, I'd like to end here. And thank you very much for your patient hearing. And thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak in front of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for scaffolding your views on new normal that we have set our minds to cope with this prevailing challenge. And you have elaborated how to make this challenge as a favorable one to overcome the mental stress and proceed and progress. Thank you so much. With unbounded happiness, we would like to invite Dr. P. Udayakala, Director, IQAC, Dean, Department of Chemistry from Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, a charismatic person to inspire us through her felicitation address. Please, madam.
Yes. Shall I proceed?
Welcome,
Yes,
madam.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon. Almost time to around 12:40. It's a lunch time, so I don't want to take much time. Good afternoon to all the gurus who are here. First, I would like to give my pranams to all my gurus who made me speak, write, and stand before you. And I'm humbled to be among the gathering of gurus for the future generation. I would like to appreciate the chief patrons, Vice Chancellor of Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Dr. Panchanadam, and our founder chancellor, A.C. Shanmugam, our beloved president, Engineer A.C.S. Arun Kumar, and our dynamic vice chancellor, and all the patrons, conveners, organizers, joint organizers, and the linchpin for the program. I repeatedly heard the name of Naga Subramaniam. So I appreciate all of you for taking this 7 days FDP. It's really a toughest job to have a 7-day-long FDP. So first, I would like to appreciate all of you before giving my message. Yes, actually, teaching is, people normally think this is an underappreciated profession. But without teachers, there wouldn't be a doctor, lawyer, CEO, engineer, artist. Of course, the list goes on and on. So without teachers, I believe the world will end. So the teachers play a major role in bringing up a new world with fantabulous children. Okay, I'd like to share an experience about one of my colleague who had an hyperactive child. This child will not listen to any of your words. Of course, he's not deaf, but he's highly hyperactive. So he will run here and there. He will not listen to a single word of yours. But one fine day, after quite a long time, she sent me a video wherein this child is giving a fantabulous oration in a public forum. I was astonished how this happened. And she spoke with words of tears. Ma'am, this happened because of his teacher, who's an angel sent by God to us. So see, parents keep us in the place of angels. So when we do good things. So behind every successful student or successful person, there is a good teacher. But now there is a time where a teacher moved from Gurukul, where all the students come to the ashram, even the princes come to his ashram, stayed there for quite a long period, learn, and then go for their ruling. But now these teachers have moved to the houses of individual students. Here again, I would like to share one of my experience, not my own experience, the faculty shared with me. She is a mentor of a specially challenged child. So just to make him things happen, you know, mentoring, the teacher told, I love you, dear. A granny from a corner told, a granny from a corner came out and shouted, what's happening here? Who spoke these words to my grandchild? So the real emotions behind words cannot be shared online. So now we are in a very, very demanding situation, but the time demands for a paradigm shift in communication between and students. So this time is really, really demanding. And so this is the right topic where you heard like virtual practices and security. So right time you have taken this. And I just give one different thought, that is the aftermath of this online education. Everything over, after this pandemic is getting settled, the students are going to come to your classroom, bustling like bees. They are going to come into your classrooms. So how we are going to manage? They are just into the four walls, held up by their parents, and now they are going to come out, bustle into your classroom. So this is really going to be a tough time for handling. So maintain discipline, which they learn from you. Normally, what I feel, as many of us have discussed here today, there is a lot of forum to learn subjects, but learn behavioral changes. As child grows, the behavior has to change in a positive manner. So how that will happen? Only through the teacher. And one last word I would like to share here. I've seen one statement in the brochure about the technical teachers education university, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University. That one statement I have just gone through. We are into a divine task of creating dynamic and smart teachers. Yes, teaching is a divine task. So change or transform yourself from human being into a divine being and mold the children of Bharat to make Bharat peaceful, prosperous, happy, and powerful country. We all will stand together to make our country prosperous. Thank you for organizers for giving me an opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for your mesmerizing words as ever. And in appreciating the teacher's profession, that brings out all the other professions. It's true. And with tremendous cheerfulness, we would like to request Dr. P. Ganeshan, Professor and Head, Department of Pedagogical Sciences, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, to enkindle the minds of the audience through the Felicitation Address. Please, sir.
Okay, ma'am. My voice is audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Good afternoon, all of you. First of all, I thank to the both Vice Chancellors. They are the people who have given the opportunity to me to felicitate the inaugural address of the feedback, the valedictory function. First of all, I appreciate the teamwork of this great success of this webinar of 4 week. The title of the virtual practices and then security also. 10 years back, we know the CAI, people are introducing a CAI, the computer assisted instruction to the teacher. But the technologies arrived in our teaching, but it's not a replacement. So the replace, it's not good. Its meaning is we use the technology in a pleasant than achievement of the student also. It's great success and then given opportunity of each and every teacher following that in a very easiest manner to send their message to their student. So it is a wonderful job. That's the same thing also. Dr. P. Nagasubramani also have on this one. This is the correct title of this one. For the past 7 days, all the resource persons given the in what are the things we given to the virtual inside the class? How can it make? What are the new innovations in the world? And how can teacher adapt that one in their lesson or otherwise the teaching? So it's given a lot of things to others. In the pandemic period also, we are professors, we are a teacher, we gathered what are the resource persons are given in the past 7 days. So you practice that one, it's not only then automatically our classroom is a virtual one, and you are practice that one also, it's given the and other side also, the last minute, my friend, Dr. Doctor also mentioned here the security. Dr. Suresh also rightly pointed out that security. We are the persons, we know all this technology, but at the same time also, how can we secure our profile? So it is very, very important and then worthwhile webinar of the 1 week. So it is the great success. I express my sincere thanks to all the committee members, not only Manjari Gita Madam is here, and the Latin is there, Sitalichi Madam there. All the persons are within together. It is a great success. And in that boat also, I am also one of the ambassadors that was given to the chance to meet to given this felicitation address to you. Thank you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the fabulous message of acknowledgement and inspiration. Thank you. With colossal pleasure, we would like to invite Dr. S. Mani, Director, IQAC, Professor and Head, Department of Educational Planning and Administration, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, to galvanize the virtual gathering through his felicitation address. Please, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. A happy noon to all of you, first of all. Most respected Provost of Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute, most respected Dean of Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, most respected Professor Sujita Sharmin from University of Dhaka, most respected Professor Govindan sir, most respected Professor Ganeshan sir, most respected Dr. P.C. Nagasubramaniam sir, Dr. Geeta ma'am, Dr. Jnanasundari ma'am, Dr. Vigneshwari, Dr. Sharmila, Dr. Sendamil Pavai, Dr. Anuradha ma'am, and all the other members of this wonderful 7-day international FDP program, particularly the organizing committee of both from Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, as well the Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute. Once again, my noon wishes to all of you. I feel immensely happy to participate in the validity function of the 1 week international online faculty development program jointly organized by Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University and Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute from 7th June 2021 to till date, covering 12 major themes related to the main theme of virtual practices and security. At the outset, I wholeheartedly congratulate the organizers, both from Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University and Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, for organizing such a pertinent and need-based virtual international conference to give a lot of insight into the major theme by arranging the faculty development program, particularly during the pandemic COVID-19 time, and also the views that are being shared in different media, including the research articles referring to the emerging need of establishing a very sound learning management system and for utilization of the virtual platforms to teach the students and evaluate their performance at all levels of education, irrespective of the geographical location of the nations, the challenges in getting uninterrupted connectivity and bandwidth, to contact the teachers and students through the virtual platform, and also the ethical issues related to the use of online platforms and the security issues in dealing with the virtual platforms, and to comply the objective of no student left behind in the learning process. Secondly, I express my wholehearted happiness for successfully conducting this 7 days international faculty development program by choosing the right resource persons from various countries across the globe, particularly from Malaysia, Iraq, Bangladesh, and India, not only for to give resourceful information to the valuable participants, but also to felicitate and to wish the participants right from the inaugural function to till the valedictory function, to cover 12 themes and deliberating on the best practices in virtual platforms utilization and the measures to overcome the risk factors or the security issues. Also, I feel happy to note that about more than 2,500 participants have enrolled for this 7 days faculty development program. Is a marvelous achievement. Our congratulations to the organizing committee. Very good effort. Please do continue the same thing in future too. However, I infer that during this 7 days faculty development program, the resource person could have given their best input to the valuable participants on different perspectives on the best utilization of the virtual classroom, the risks that are involved in the use of the virtual platforms, and also the appropriate strategies or security measures to be taken to check the unwanted or unnecessary or the violent behavior of the intruders who have not registered for the particular program while on the classroom process. I request you all, as our colleague, most respected Dean and Controller of Examination, Professor Govindan rightly pointed out, to take the best inputs that you have received and adopt them in your professional practice to make everyone to feel that teaching community is the best and topmost and primary workforce, not only to play their role effectively in teaching, evaluating, extending their activities, but also to transform the world community. I thank the organizing team of Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University and Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute for giving me a wonderful opportunity to felicitate during this valedictory function. Thank you one and all. Wish you all good luck. God bless you. Please stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your blessings. Thank you,
Thank
sir, for your magnificent message of appreciation and for the entire team in the success of this event.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Is Maria joining?
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, Maria.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah. Now I would like to invite Dr. V. Anuradha, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Education, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, to propose vote of thanks. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Maria. Is my audio clear?
Yes, ma'am.
A moment of gratitude makes a difference in the attitude. On behalf of Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University and Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, Chennai, we feel extremely elated to propose vote of thanks. First and foremost, we would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to Dr. Panchanatham, Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education, and we are immensely pleased to extend our gratitude to our Chancellor, A.C. Shanmugam, and Engineer A.C.S. Arun Kumar, President, and Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, Vice Chancellor from Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute for their constant support throughout our endeavor. It's a gracious moment to extend our gratitude to all the executives, deans of both the universities for their continued support for this one-week international online faculty development program. We deem it a pleasure in thanking Professor V. Balakrishnan, Registrar in Charge, and Professor M. Govindan, Dean, Dr. P. Ganeshan, Professor and Head, Dr. S. Mani, Professor and Head from Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, and Professor Dr. C.V. Parnivelu, Registrar, Dr. G. Gopalakrishnan, Provost, for joining us today, and Dr. P. Udaykala, Director, IQAC Dean, Department of Chemistry, and Dr. K. Geeta, Principal, Faculty of Education from Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute for their constant support throughout. A special thanks to both the organizing secretaries, Dr. P.C. Nagasubramani from Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, and Dr. P. Sendamir Pavai, who has from Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, who has done a magnificent job for the success of this event, working for 24/7 in making arrangements for fixing the guests for the 7 days with 2 resource persons per day, and preparing the posters and invitation for each day, and sharing the feedback regularly throughout the session, and live streaming the YouTube link regularly with the support of the organizing joint secretaries, Dr. A. Rajeshwari, Assistant Professor, Dr. V. Sharmila, Assistant Professor, Dr. C. E. Jayanti, Assistant Professor, Dr. M. Muttamil Chelvan, Assistant Professor, Dr. L. George Stephen, Assistant Professor, Dr. K. Vijaya, Assistant Professor, Dr. Mr. S. Balamurugan, Assistant Professor, and Dr. T. M. Jnana Soundari from Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, and Ms. L. Maria Suganti, Assistant Professor, Ms. J. and research scholars Priyadarshini and Nandini from Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, and Ms. L. Maria Suganti, Assistant Professor, Ms. J. Vigneshwari, Assistant Professor, and Ms. A. Thangam, Assistant Professor from Faculty of Education, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, and the students of B.Ed from Dr. MGR Educational Institute, Mr. Azar, Joel, Ms. Pavitra, Monisha, Sweta, Priyadarshini, Kalpana, Pargavi, Lakshmi Priya, Shobika, CP Priya, Rohini, Tarika, and Shanmuga Priya for their full-fledged support in carrying out all the activities throughout this event for 1 week. With immense pleasure, we are indebted to extend our gratitude for all the resource person for all the session of 7 days. It was a glorious moment for being with you all, and we extend our heartfelt thanks for everyone for sparing their valuable time to inspire this virtual gathering. Finally, a note of gratitude is extended to all the dignitaries, deans, and participants from Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, and from their institutes, and all the others from the institutes for joining us all the 7 days to quench the thirst of their knowledge with full enthusiasm and zeal. Thank you everyone for your graceful presence and support rendered throughout this international online faculty development program on virtual practices and security for the success of this program. Thank you everyone. Once again, we extend our phenomenal gratitude to one and all. Stay home, stay healthy, stay safe forever. As we have come to the end of the session, let us all salute our nation through national anthem. No audio.
No audio, ma'am.
No, audio is not there. Audio for national anthem, please adjust.
Ma'am, there is no audio, ma'am. Ma'am, unplug your headset and play, ma'am.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, sir. Thank you for all of you. Thanks a lot for all the participants from various colleges. Thanks a lot for everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Professor Ganeshan sir, thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
Good morning, sir.
வணக்கம் சார், வணக்கம். நன்றி எல்லாருக்கும் நன்றி. மேடம் நன்றி.
ஆமா, மேடத்துக்கு தான் நன்றி சொல்லணும்.
ஆமா, தாசரமணிக்கு நன்றிக்கு மேல நன்றி சொல்லணும்.
நன்றி சொல்ல, அது சொல்லக்கூடாது, அது நன்றி கிடையாது. மேடம் வந்து உண்மையிலே ஒரு சின்சியர் தான்.
வெல் டன்.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for your kind cooperation.
வெல் டன், அருமையா பண்ணீங்க.
ஒரு இந்த 1 வீக் ரிசோர்ஸ் பர்சனை கூப்பிடுறது ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு கலை தான்.
ஆமா,
நிறைய கத்துக்க வேண்டியது.
ஆமா, சார் தான் பண்ணாங்க. நாகசுப்ரமணியம் சார் தான்.
அது
ஃபுல்லா அவருக்கு தான் அப்ரிசியேஷன் will go.
ஓகே
சார், கூப்பிடுறதை விட அடுத்தது உள்ளார அவங்களை கொண்டாந்து உள்ளார விடணுமா சார்? அது அதோட பெரிய
இருந்தாலும் அவங்கள சரி சார். ப்ரொஃபசர்
அண்ணாச்சி நாளைக்கு ஜாயின் பண்ணிடுங்க. இன்விடேஷன்
குட் ஆஃப்டர்நூன் ப்ரொஃபசர். ஓகே ப்ரொஃபசர், நீங்க சொல்லிட்டு உடனே வந்துரும்.
நாளைக்கு ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்க, உங்களுக்கு லிங்க் அனுப்பிச்சு விட்டுறோம். நான் சொல்றேன் சார், டைம் இருந்தா நாளைக்கு ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்க.
ஓகே சார்.
Thank you மேம். கீதா மேம்.
ஓகே, thank you madam.
Thank you very much.
ஜார்ஜி thank you.
நாக சார். ஜார்ஜ் பாப்பா அப்புறம் பேசுறேன்.
சரி சார். Thank you sir.
ஜார்ஜ் சார் thank you.
Sir, thank you sir.
அந்த கண்ட்ரோலர் சார் வேற போயிட்டு வர போட்டுருக்க. கண்ட்ரோலர் சார் சொல்லணும்.
ஆமா, உங்களை மாதிரி அவருக்கு பசிச்சிருக்கும் போயிருப்பாரு.
அவர் தலைவர் 1 மணிக்கு நம்ம ரெஜிஸ்டர் தான் கரெக்டா 12:30 டைம். இவருக்கு கிடையாது, இவருக்கு பாரு. ரைட், ஓகே.
Thank you அண்ணாச்சி. Thank
you all the participants. Thanks a lot.
Okay madam. Thank you madam.
Thank you for your wonderful cooperation. We have kindly share, kindly fill it. Dear participants, thank you for your wonderful cooperation. We have shared the feedback link in the chat box. Kindly fill it.